Welcome to Everyday Heroes, Unmasking Triumphs and Trials, the podcast where we uncover inspiring stories of resilience, creativity, and success. Your host, Ryan Chavez, is here to guide us through another compelling conversation. In this episode, we're thrilled to welcome Jahsue, an electrifying force in underground hip-hop and a rising star known for his powerful lyrics and passion for the craft. Ryan and Jahsue, longtime friends and music collaborators, will take you behind the scenes of their creative journey and share insights into their lives today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
She just wanna play a little game, but I don't got no time to waste. What you coulda said when I pull up to the gate with a loaded AK and I spray. Yeah. She just wanna play a little game, but I don't got no time to waste. Yeah. What you coulda said when I pull up to the gate with a loaded AK and I spray. I just saw this motherfucker's car in the driveway. What the fuck do I say?
So for me, it was very extra more than an average person, and I never knew why until I recently went and got those X-rays, and I said, "Wow, no freaking wonder I hate doing that shit."
Right.
But anyway,
But you got your results now, and now you can set forth a proper plan, and that I think that's what we've been talking about this whole time is given your circumstances, whether you're broken, struggling, or you're depressed, or you're physically injured. As long as you know where you're at, you can thus make a plan for where you're gonna go.
and when you're dealing with doctors, they're always going to give suggestions of the most expensive things, and you don't know if it's going to give you the results that you want. There's stories where people invested thousands of dollars for treatments, and they made them worse than what they were when they started. So those are the risks that I'm currently going back and forth on. Like, do I just continue living with this shit, or do I invest $6-7 grand that insurance doesn't cover, that I have to cover? Like, is it worth it? It may be, but there's still a possibility where they can fuck me up even more, and I'm in a worse position than I was.
Right.
So either way you look at it, it all comes back to money,
As everything usually does.
and that's why I planted my flag and said I'm going to be an expert at this money thing. I want to know how money really works. And now I'm finding myself working with businesses like restaurants, helping them get their financial game in order. And it's amazing to see them come from a dark place to start seeing profits just by making small little transitions,
Right.
It's amazing that I have that education, because I never thought I would be that person. I was told I wouldn't even live past 24, and here I am at 40. I'm here at 40.
Well, this just goes to show, man. I mean, maybe not so much, or it's that it really all boils down to the desire. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. Your desire to further your education so you can understand money better, is what pushed you now to be an educated person. And you never thought, like you said, you never thought you would be, but now you are. And that was your desire to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other day, and that's the reason why I invited you on to come talk with me today, is you released. Now, I could be tripping. Tell me if I am. But one day, you posted this image with like a pink life raft or a floaty, if you will, and
Yeah.
I saw blood in the water, and I heard a sample of, I believe, is a song that you're dropping or have dropped.
Yeah, it drops Friday.
Planning to drop Friday.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I heard that snippet and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking fire. So I clicked on your profile and then all of a sudden I realized that everything's gone but the pink raft. And I was like, what? Can you explain to me, or what can you explain to me what you're putting together and what should your past current fans expect?
Well, so it's subliminal too. Everything's
Is
gone,
it?
everything's gone but the life raft, and I was drowning the past few years in the life, and I saved myself with my own life raft, I guess you could say. I pulled myself out of the water.
It's great that it was pink.
Yeah.
Out of all the life rafts out there, the pink one's what saved you.
I mean, that's just subliminal for my personal reason. I mean, the cover art has everything to do with the song itself. So if you listen to the song, you'll understand the cover art. But it's just I had to it's funny that I'll use this term a lot because it's still very prevalent in my life. Reinvent myself yet again. You know what I mean? The whole reinvented music thing has always been about reinventing yourself and creating a better version of yourself. And that's not just like, every 2-3 years or so. So that's every day, man. You wake up every day and you go to sleep a brand new person because of either the things you learned or the things you unlearned, or however you want to see it, is you reinvent yourself every day. And this is me reinventing myself yet again. Creating better music, creating different tunes, putting together different promotions, and this is just the beginning. This is just me fucking putting something out there to test the waters real quick.
Oh, good. Well, it's amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Boogie.
That's amazing. And this is going to lead to you dropping a series of singles, or are you going to hit us with an EP, maybe?
Definitely, an EP. You know me, I'm an albums artist. It's hard for me to drop a few singles and then not drop an album. So an album is definitely always in the works.
It's, I'm the same, Mr. 120 songs in your bag. You better release those to the world.
Well, that's what the last album was. It was just a collage of all the songs that I thought were good enough. It didn't really necessarily make a cohesive album, but they were good enough. I thought that the world needed to hear them, so I put them out there.
Awesome.
So we're going to continue doing that and keep pushing forward because the vision is not gone. And like you said earlier, as long as you have a vision, eventually you'll get there.
Yeah. That's where. So recently. Okay, let me see. How can I say this? So during my 2-year hiatus, I've never fucked with TikTok. I only did that because rumors on social media and the internet, TikTok's only for kids. You're kooky if you go on there. You're too old, right?
Right.
So I never funked with it. But during that 2 years, that song "Millionaire" was constantly being passed around, and I had no idea. And my wife, she she told me how TikTok was possibly going away forever. And at this time, I had 5,000 some followers on there. She's like, you should go on your fucking TikTok and influence your 5,000 followers to go follow you on Instagram or wherever the fuck, right? So I said, I guess that's a good idea. I guess I should try to pull as many as I possibly can. So I went on there, and that's when I started seeing all these different things, and I was like, what is happening? This account's popping off, and I hadn't even touched it in 2 years. So that was my influence to say, yo, I think I need to get back on the mic. This may be my little slap in the face. Like, yo, the people are wanting more. Yeah. Just not telling me. No one's telling me. Or they have been telling me, I just haven't been looking. Whatever.
Absolutely, man. And I think that's like that we gotta keep ourselves more aware of the fact that, maybe we're not where we want to be as it pertains to our music careers. But at the same time, people are still listening and people are still looking forward to what's next. And that goes for both of us. So, we might as well continue doing that, considering it's our passion. I mean, I'm still more. I think I'm still just as, if not more, passionate about the music than I ever have been.
I believe I feel the same way. I feel I've rediscovered my love for music, my music. I still have a hard time listening to other. That's why I say, if I say I love your shit, take it for what it is, because I'm very picky when it comes to music. It's almost like the skinny guy that loves food, but why are you so skinny if you love food so much? Because I don't like food. I love food. I eat what I specifically want. You know
Right.
what I mean? And it's like that. I'm very picky with music. And when I hear something that I love, I stay with that. And but I'm always looking for that next thing, and it's just so hard to find that little diamond in the rough, if you will. And it's always weird because I always like the diamonds that no one else likes. I like the outcasted diamond that no one wants to shine up and funk with. But I was like, that that diamond right there is about to pop off, and sure enough,
Yeah, still a diamond.
multi-million.
People fail to realize that, but it's all good. We are where we are now, and then even with the way the past has turned out, like I don't blame any of the people that I've ever worked with. Just paths change and visions change too. For one of the artists,
Visions do change.
for some people on the record label, it was more like they fell in love with something else. For some of them, it was a woman. For some of them, it was their family. And for me, I stayed in love with the music. So, maybe it wasn't meant for them. Their vision changed where they thought the rest of their lives they would be rap artists, but they ended up thinking that, or they ended up knowing that being a father was the most important thing, or being in their current relationship was more important. So I don't blame them, and I applaud them for.
I always applaud. You step up and be there for what you believe in. But deep down inside, when an artist, even if it's an artist that, they're money driven, or somewhere in their soul, that little kid lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love music. That's all I want to do. That person or entity, whatever you want to call it, it still lives there. You know what I mean? Just like with me, I took 2 years, I didn't touch music at all, but it still lived inside me. Just like you, when you were in this little funk, music was still inside your soul, pounding on your heart, and you still knew, even if you wanted to shun it away, I still got to come back and do this. And I feel every artist in some way or another, yeah, their art may shift, yeah, their craft may shift, yeah, they may evolve and try to do other things, whatever, but they don't understand how to utilize those gifts. I feel it's so dumbed down with what the industry has made us believe what success is. And if you look at all these different celebrities, they're getting canceled left and right because they're being exposed for all the dumb shit that they did behind closed doors. You know what I mean? And they took advantage of their power. So when you look at the music game right now and what it is, your music is your reach out to the world. Your music is your feelings, your emotions, your message, your thoughts going broadcasting out to the world that are now being reciprocated by those that relate. And once they relate to you, they want to work with you. They want more from you. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you drop that pink raft the other day, I was like, oh shit, he's back. the kid's back. I gotta see what's going on. You know what I mean? It already flashed back all those great times that we had. And all of a sudden I heard some new freshness. I was like, oh shit, he's back. You know what I'm saying? But that hook right there that I'm talking about, that reach out, that pull in. Now when you pull them in, you got to give them something that they want to keep, that they can walk away with. And that's how I'm approaching the game now. As I'm no longer worried about being a celebrity. I'm no longer worried about being a multimillionaire off my music. What I'm worried about is reaching out to the people that relate and being able to provide them something.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And something that hit
more than merch.
I think that's another thing that, where I got consumed with the business side of it, and I stood when reinvented music and the clothing line was at its highest. I got so caught up in the business side of everything instead of the care of the fan and what the music was doing for them. I hold this person very near and dear to me, and she was a fan. Her name was Marlene, and she was a big fan of everything I dropped. Everything, every song she helped push. She showed all her friends, and not once did she ever buy a piece of merch, so I sent her some, and because she was always telling me, she was like, I can't wait to buy your merch when I have the money, and I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna send you some. Don't worry about the money. And this person was my biggest fan. Like literally, if I could label any person my biggest fan besides, obviously like my mom and my dad, or maybe, it was this person. And when I was thinking about, just doing everything, restarting and doing everything again in full force, not just dabble and release some shit every now and then, but in full force like I am trying to do this year. I thought about this person because she passed away, and the last message she sent me was that I was the best rapper ever, which is far from true, but nonetheless, she believed that and she listened to my music.
In her world, it was true.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and she listened to my music because of the way it made her feel, the way, it helped her through the process of whatever she was going through at the time, and everything else, and it just hits home for sure.
Yeah, I have had similar experiences. I had a good friend. Well, she wasn't a friend. She started out as a fan, and she turned into a friend just because of constant hitting me up all the time, right?
Yeah.
You hit me up so much, we're eventually going to have a conversation because that's just how I get down. You know what I mean? But she was always there. Same deal, like you said. Just there, you drop something or share something. She was the first one there to share it or tell everyone about it. And all of a sudden, she was battling. She found out she had cancer, and literally about a year later after that, she passed from it. And that was a wild experience for me and my wife because she spoke to both of us. And I had a sponsor out here, Tattoo Syndicate, with Ben Vargas. Ben Vargas, he passed away, and he was one of the biggest supporters I had when we were doing the radio. I don't know if you remember, I was always saying Tattoo Syndicate, but they were our first paying sponsor, and he passed away. But before him, his sister, she was just a bounce ball boogie fan all the way, from doing like the lowrider shows and the tattoo conventions. She was always there helping promote and support. And she passed away from, I don't even remember. She was sick with something. Oh, I feel bad for not remembering right now, but rest in peace to everyone we're talking about. But I definitely understand having those people in your life that become more than just fans that you connect with just from the music, and all of a sudden they're just taken away, and you can feel their presence no longer there. That's like,
yeah,
something you got over time accept, I guess.
I think for me it's more, I feel their presence even more, and
Do you?
That's why I feel more motivated. I think about these people. Marlene wasn't the only one, but this is a story I decided to share because she was my biggest fan for sure. But I feel their presence even more, and their belief in me, because to me, like you said, in her world, I was the greatest rapper, but to me, I'm just a normal guy. I'm just some dude trying to make a name for himself and make music, and hopefully people like it. But for these people, they believed in me wholeheartedly, and I'd be fucking a dumbass. I'd be an idiot not to prove them right, let alone prove myself right, but to prove them right, that their belief was true and it was honest.
It was true. And and you're far from ordinary. You are extraordinary.
I appreciate that, Boogie.
And everyone listening right now, they've all felt the same way. Where they're just, who am I? I'm just an ordinary person. I'm no one special. Yes, you are. You have something that no one else has. It's just up to you to figure out what that is.
Discover the rising talent of Jahsue, a standout in underground hip-hop. His latest single, Playin Games, is available now on iTunes. Just search Jahsue to download it today. Stream his music on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud, and subscribe to stay updated on upcoming releases. For exclusive content, visit his official YouTube channel. My name is Jahsue. Support independent music by sharing and purchasing Jahsue's tracks. Playin Games is just the beginning. Don't miss out.
She just wanna play a little game, but I don't got no time to waste. What you gonna say when I pull up to the gate with a loaded AK and I spray? Yeah. She just wanna play a little game, but I don't got no time to waste. Yeah. What you gonna say when I pull up to the gate with a loaded AK and I spray? I just saw this motherfucker's car in the driveway. What the fuck do I say? Or should I wait? I just pulled up to the gate and I got an AK fully loaded in the back. So should I spray? I just wanna know why would I date all these fucking stupid bitches spit in my face? Maybe I deserve it by the murder I've been learning not to trust a hoe that you met on a blind date.
Well, yeah, man.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But yeah, I mean, it's up to all of us to just recognize that, look in the mirror, and not hate ourselves so much, and open our eyes to the beauty of what's inside, not just on the outside.
What do you think? Now that we kind of talk about that, what do you think it is that stops people from wanting to go for their full potential?
I mean, social media. It's you see, everyone living their best lives, and but on social media, and a lot of people compare themselves to other people, and they're like, I wish I had all that money. I wish I had the chain. I wish I had the shoes, the clothes, the bitches, and all this shit. But I mean, you think about it. I mean, on social media, everyone posts the best version of themselves. They don't post their full self. They're not showing you when they woke up in the morning and, they had fucking crusties in their eyes and their fucking teeth, their breath smells like shit because they haven't brushed their teeth yet and their hair's all fucked up. They don't post that picture. They post a picture of themselves when, after they fucking went and rented a fucking Lamborghini and fucking got some fake cash and prop money to fucking put it on top of the hood so they can sit next to it. And then people believe that's real. And that's what they're comparing themselves to. And then they'll think they'll never be that because they aren't that by tomorrow. And
Tomorrow.
And we just fucking keep going. And that's the thing that the people need to understand is that, what is it? Comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah, that quote. I like to remind myself about that a lot because sometimes I be finding myself comparing myself to others and their progress, especially people, and it's very arrogant of me, but especially people who I feel like aren't as good as me at what I do. And oh well, that's their success. Why the fuck would I have any problem with it? It's not that I have a problem that they're successful. I have a problem with that I'm not successful. And I need to take a step back and just realize like, hell, hold up. I can be successful. I'm just not yet. And we just keep going. We just make another track, do promo differently, post a different type of post, do some other shit different. And I think that's why a lot of people are discouraged by it is that A, they feel like they should have it right away because everyone's in a rush to get it. And B, they're not willing to put the time in because it takes a lot of fucking time to get to the point where people might want to be, especially if it pertains to fame, money, and all the other fabulous things in life.
Yeah, absolutely. And success should be defined for each person individually. It's something different. I mean, yes, there's an artist that wants to be a millionaire with all the bitches and gold chains, but there's also that humble artist where if I could just make enough to pay my bills every month off my music, staying home with my kids, that's success.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So it all depends on how you define success.
Yeah. And we said
Because
earlier talking about the vision, like people just need to have that vision of getting there, and not worry and focus so much on the outside things or the outside intangibles that they can't control.
yeah, that's right. Then they try to control it, and they just realize the hard way that they cannot. And that's
Yeah.
how they get themselves in these weird situations, like relationships they don't want to be in. And unfortunately, that's when kids are created, and they're always in the middle. And I think that part sucks more than anything. But it is what it is. But I am excited for you, Jahsue, to start dropping music. And is there any, by chance, events you're thinking about popping up in
No,
eventually, maybe?
definitely not any events. That's something that I kind of found myself in a loop when it pertains to, as it pertained to me doing shows and stuff like that. Every show I went to was the same people, same artists, the same crowd. So eventually, I was just in a feedback loop of the same shit. If I can get myself into different cities, into different states, yeah, that you could probably see me doing some shit like that. But as it pertains to local shows and things like that, I'm gonna shy away from that for right now. I have nothing against those artists, by the way. It's not a hate thing. It's just that I found myself in a feedback loop that I just was just I felt like I was a hamster running on a wheel, basically. And now that I know that, I can do things differently now. And shout out to every artist I've ever worked with, shared a crowd with, shared the stage with, or anything like that, because that shit was fun, no doubt. But obviously podcasts are cool, because they're different. Interviews are cool. Definitely, still got magazines that reach out to me. I probably should reply to those emails. But as it pertains to anything big, like event wise, I'm probably gonna shy away from it until I get more music under my belt and more further interest, rather than just local um local artists trying to just continuously work for the same people over and over and over again.
Yeah, I get you. I get you there. And for me, when the pandemic happened and I was doing these hip hop events, they were all charity events where people had to bring, um, cans of food or clothes to get in. And when those venues shut down and never reopened, and I lost money doing that, just by doing business off a handshake, I guess you could say. Um, I stepped up my game, learn from my mistakes, and I haven't wanted to get back into doing shows anymore, just because it's such a headache on getting everything organized from the venue and then to the artists, which are the worst. Which are the worst. The hard part is make them show up when they're supposed to show up. They all want to be superstars. But that was the biggest reason why I decided I'm gonna let y'all do what you do after the pandemic. I don't want to be in it no more. That's not for me anymore. Although I am now thinking about doing um, bigger events, not so much hip hop events per se or parties, but like events for business events, I guess you could call them.
Right. Well, that's good, man. I mean, now that you have vision, you can go ahead and proper action that you need to do with that. Because you're not just focused on the music, you're focused on the business too.
Yeah, yeah. I've always had a passion with business. I know you did too. Specifically music business.
Yeah.
And that's why I say earlier, people don't fail to plan. They just don't. They just plan to fail. And even with music, even with whatever company that excuse me, you decide to open and run, you got to have a plan. As if you're just throwing throwing darts at the wall with no target, you're never going to hit the target because you don't know what the target is. That's why you were saying earlier when artists are just chasing it, they're going after it. Like, what is it? What is it? Because everyone's it is different. Yeah, it could be bitches. Yeah, it could be gold chains. Yeah, it could be money. But what is it that would fulfill that void in your life? I think people just don't understand. They don't talk about what's really bothering them, and that's where they get themselves into these ruts because they don't either know how to find the words. Like earlier, I can't find the words how to express how it feels to see our music getting pushed in so many different places. It's hard to describe that feeling, and maybe it's hard for people to describe their emotions and what they're feeling at that time. But what's weird is like say 6 months to a year goes by, you start reminiscing on that one situation, and you're like, oh, I could have did this better. I could have did that better. you know. But if you had a plan in place, now you already kind of plan. You know, good as I do, plans are meant to mess up, but at least you have a target point of what it's supposed to look like. So when it's not looking that way, you could adjust yourself a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to fall and then have to pick yourself up, you could at least you might still get hit. You know what I'm saying? You might get bumped on the shoulder, but you ain't going down because you still see the target. Am I making any sense? I
mean, definitely to have that plan set forth in order for you to take the proper steps that you need to take. And as you said,
I feel like I'm starting to ramble there. Well, once you see that target, even though it may shift and move a little, you can just adjust yourself instead of falling the fuck down. Because falling the fuck down and getting back up takes a lot more energy instead of just shuffling to the side.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But I think also you can't be afraid to fall either. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen, and you can't. I think I found more success in my failures than I have in my successes. I guess you to say. Definitely learned more from those and become a better person based off my failures and how many times I've had to fall and to get back up. Because like we mentioned earlier, plans change, goals change, the vision changes for some people, and that's why some people on the record label I have no ill will with because their vision changed. Some of them decided that their family was more important than the music. I can live with that. Or traveling the world and experiencing life was more important than the music. I can live with that too. But for me, my vision has never changed, which is why, as we were talking about, as you were just saying right now, it was easy for me to just adjust myself and, take a little sidestep real quick and come right back to it.
And when I look back, I wish I did have a friend that would have been like, stop your bullshit, or like slap me in the face, like, Bounce, what are you doing, bro? When I decided to be a dumbass and use the money I made from music to go be an addict. I wish someone would have said, Bounce, what the fuck are you doing? Instead of everyone joined me. And it felt that was right. And so I can see how kids that don't have guidance or mentorship, especially going into the music world, because usually parents are anti you being in the music world. So you're not getting the support, right? You're not getting mentorship. And if you do find mentorship, they want to charge you. And usually when you pay the fee, they just scammed you.
Yeah. I think that's important why people like us continue to do what we do and provide that positive outlook on what things could look like if, you don't fucking focus on the partying, the bitches and the money and the drugs, because sure, you can go to the parties and enjoy them, but eventually someone's going to offer you some drugs, and it's sad. It's sad that it ends up that way, but, that's the scene that has been portrayed, by a lot of rap artists, and it's, even sometimes I find myself writing a song and I'll be like, yeah, fuck bitches, get money and shit like that. And I'll be like, why the fuck am I writing this? You know what I mean? So like as we continue to grow as human beings, we also grow as artists, and hopefully the maturity in our music and the maturity in the content that we're creating shows, and that we're able to, show whoever is watching or listening that, there are more than one ways to do things.
Right, absolutely. Well, I'm glad that you found a path that you feel is right for you, Jahsue. I'm very excited for what you're about to do here in the near future and far future. I'm definitely excited for new music. I'm excited for that. I didn't know it dropped last Friday. I'm gonna go fucking put that on as soon as we're done here. But yeah, man, I feel like I'm having that interview right before you're about to take off, and so I appreciate you giving me that experience.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me on and reaching out to me and inviting me to be on the show.
Before we end our conversation, I was going to ask if you could give one piece of advice to someone that may be someone similar to you and I, they're young, get into the rap game, maybe lost on what to do and how to do it. What would be that one piece of advice to give that person?
Be honest with yourself. If you feel like you're fucking up, you're probably fucking up. If you feel like you're not doing enough, you're probably not doing enough.
I like that.
So be honest with yourself and listen to the truth within yourself. Like you said earlier, you wish you had people that would have told you to not do those drugs. I wish I had people earlier who told me not to release shitty music, and I felt like it was shitty back then. So had I listened to myself and followed and listened to the truth of my own words, I probably would have been in a different spot. But then, nonetheless, I'm here now, and I can do with that what I please. So listen to your truths and just shut the fuck up and get to work.
And on that note, we're gonna shut the fuck up and we're gonna get back to work.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm about to do after I get off this. Get back to the music.
Incredible, Jahsue. Thank you so much for sitting down with me again. I'm very excited for you, bro. Keep me in the loop with everything. Of course, I'll be watching either way, and I hope you, the listener, will be watching as well. All the links are dropped down below in the comments. Make sure you go follow Jahsue on all social media. Look out for all the new music dropping here soon. And go stream that new song right now. You'll see that pink wrath. It's stuck in my mind. It's soon to be stuck in yours. Playin Games.
Thank you, Boogie. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, no more playing games. It's time to go to war.
Time to go to war.
We want to go to war for our families.
Absolutely.
All right, man. I wish you best of luck. I'm here when you need me.
You too, Boogie. You'll be hearing from me soon, man.
All right, man. God bless.
All right. Later.
Peace.
She just wanna play a little game, but I don't got no time to waste. What you gonna say when I pull up to the gate with a loaded AK and I spray? Yeah. She just wanna play a little game, but I don't got no time to waste. What you gonna say when I pull up to the gate with a loaded AK and I spray? I just saw this motherfucker's car in the driveway. What the fuck do I say? Or should I wait?